Hello, in this lecture we talk about the story and the title of the great poem, The Night in the Panther's. So we start with the story. In a nutshell, the story of the great poem, The Night in the Panther's is about the adventures of two knights, Tariel and Artadil. Tariel is the protagonist of the poem. He is the knight that wears the tiger skin, and Artadil is the chief of staff of the Arab armies. The next step, I will talk about the story of the great poem, The Night in the Panther's in detail. So actually, the story of the great poem can be divided into two parts. The first part is the search for Tariel, the protagonist of the poem, and the second part is the search for Tariel's beloved, the standard Jan. So we start with the first part, the search for Tariel. One day, King Rustavan, who is the king of Arabia, goes to an hunting competition with Artadil. Artadil is the chief of staff of King Rustavan's armies. During the competition, they take a break and they rest under a tree. And all of a sudden, they see a mysterious knight crying by a river. So King Rustavan wanted very much to know who is that mysterious knight. Therefore he sent slaves in order to contact him, but the mysterious knight reacts violently and kills all the slaves that were sent by King Rustavan in order to contact him, and then disappears. Tinatin is the only daughter of King Rustavan, and she loves Artadil. Artadil also loves Tinatin. So Tinatin asks from her beloved Artadil to find the mysterious knight in 3 years, and in return she will marry him. So Artadil goes to search the mysterious knight all over the world, and after 2 years and 9 months he finds the mysterious knight. The mysterious knight tells him that his name is Tariel and that he was the commander of India's fleet, and he also loves the standard Jan. The standard Jan is the daughter of King Parsedan, who is the king of India. But the problem was that she was abducted. From that point, Ariel sank into deep depression. He was always crying and sobbing, and he also secluded himself in a cave with only a maiden by his side. The name of the maiden is Asmat. So Asmat helps Tariel to cope with the tragedy that he underwent. So Artadil was very moved by the story of the mysterious knight Tariel, and therefore he becomes friend of Tariel, and he also promises Tariel to help him to find his beloved, the standard Jan. So that is the first part of the story, the search for Tariel. The second part of the story is the search for the standard Jan, Tariel's beloved. So in the second part, Artadil searches the standard Jan. Artadil searches the standard Jan, the beloved of Tariel, and after a lot of searching and investigations about her, he finds out that the standard Jan, Tariel's beloved, was abducted by the Kajis. The Kajis are demons. And therefore, Artadil, Tariel, and Fridon, who is the ruler of the city of Gazazar, together with 300 soldiers, go to the country of the Kajis in order to rescue the standard Jan from her captivity. But the problem was that the country of the Kajis is a fortress, and it is actually impossible to infiltrate to that fortress. The second problem was that the Kajis were very strong warriors, so actually the mission to rescue the standard Jan from her captivity was an impossible mission. But against all the odds, the 300 soldiers, together with Artadil, Fridon and Ariel did the unthinkable, that is to say, they succeeded to rescue the Standard John from her captivity by the Kagis. So, that is, and the story has an happy ending in the sense that Octandil marries Tinatin and Tariel, the protagonist of the poem, marries his beloved Standard John. So that is the story of the great poem, The Knight in the Panther's Skin. We finished to talk about the story of the great poem. The next step, I'll talk about the title of the great poem. Actually, it is not clear if the animal in the poem is a panther or a tiger, so we'll assume that it is a tiger, and therefore the title of the great poem is The Knight in the Tiger's Skin. The knight is often Tariel, the protagonist of the poem, that wears the tiger's skin. So actually, there is a particular chapter in the poem that talks about Tariel that kills a lion and a tiger. And the story of that particular chapter is as follows. One day Tariel sees a tiger, a lion that was chasing after a tiger. So Tariel thought that the lion's intention is to kill the tiger. So in order to rescue the tiger from the lion, he kills the lion and then goes to the tiger in order to hug her. But the tiger was very angry on Tariel because of the fact that the lion and the tiger were not fighting with each other, they were just playing a game. And therefore, the tiger starts to eat Tariel very strongly with his paws. So Tariel could bear no more the blows of the tiger, and therefore he eats back the tiger, and in one blow, the tiger was killed. So it's actually a very tragic story because of the fact that Tariel risked his life in order to save the tiger from the lion. But at the end of the story, he was the one that killed it. It was not intentionally, but it doesn't matter because of the fact that he was the one that killed the tiger that he loved so much. So Tariel is very sorry that he killed the tiger, and he is also very angry on himself. And therefore he decides to wear the tiger's skin, that is to say, use the tiger's skin as a coat for himself. So actually there are two reasons that Tariel wears the tiger's skin. The first reason, because of the fact that it reminds him that tiger that he killed, the tiger that he loved so much and they killed. And the second reason is it also reminds him his beloved the Standard John that was abducted twice. How come that it reminds him his beloved the Standard John? Because of the fact that the face of the Standard John was very similar to the face of his beloved. The face of the Standard John was very similar to the face of the tiger. I repeat again, there are two reasons that Tariel wears the tiger's skin. The first reason is it is a reminder for him that he killed the tiger that he loved so much, and also a reminder it reminds him his beloved the Standard John that was abducted twice. We know that the tiger's figure is a very important figure in the poem. Why? Because of the fact that the title of the poem is The Knight in the Tiger's Skin. The knight is Tariel, the protagonist of the poem, that wears the tiger's skin. But the question is why the tiger's figure is a very important figure in the poem. The answer, as I already mentioned before, is because of the fact that the tiger's face is very similar to the Standard John's face, Tariel's beloved. Okay, thank you very much.